Hey, this is Jason Morris with Real Estate Agents That Really Work. And this is my Zbuyer series that I'm working on. So one of the questions I get asked a lot by people who are brand new or they're thinking about doing Zbuyer, they're asking me what county should they purchase. Because all counties are priced differently, and a lot of it's based on your county lead volume. And it depends on how much lead volume you're getting and how much how much leads are actually costing in your marketplace. So what I would do if I were you guys, most MLSs I find cover multiple counties. Like my MLS primarily covers 2 counties, and then there's 2 small counties. So some of these little small counties, they might only get 3 or 4 leads a month. I mean, the lead volume could be really, really low, and that's why they're priced really cheap. I mean, some of them below $100 a month. So, but then you've got other counties that are priced like $600 a month. And, they're enormous counties like Los Angeles, things like that, Chicago, Philadelphia. What I would do if I were you guys is I would purchase as many counties as I could afford to purchase, as many as my budget would allow. But I would purchase the ones where you're going to get a solid lead flow from it. And I would look at the other ones, and I'd just kind of evaluate how many old leads are there, because there's gold in those old leads. So even if you subscribe to 1 month, you get those old leads. So some of the little counties, you might want to do 1 month with those, see what kind of leads you get. I guarantee you the smaller counties, there's not as much competition in them. So you might only get 3 leads a month, and you might be spending $100 for those 3 leads. But here's the thing. Those 3 leads have nobody calling them except for you. So those old leads have nobody calling them except for you. Now, the bigger counties, you might have more agents subscribing to it. But here's the thing. Some agents are cherry picking, and they're only calling the ones that are over a certain dollar amount or in a certain area and stuff like that. So I would not worry about other agents in your market. Because what you want to do is you want to be first when you contact them. So if you're first, you don't have to worry about anybody else. Just use my scripts, follow my dialogue that's in this saved list on my YouTube channel. Follow that, and that way you can you know what to expect. So you guys, more than likely, if you've been listening to my stuff, you're going to be a little more educated than the typical agent that's out there subscribing to Zbuyer. So, and you need to evaluate this too, like based on, like if you're doing direct mail right now, direct mail is almost dumb. Okay, if you're mailing out to 1,000 houses a month, even if you're sitting there printing it yourself, when you figure out print cost, you figure out envelopes, you figure out postage, I mean, you're probably spending $1 to $1.50 per mailer. Okay, and you're lucky if you get like 1 out of 100 if you're farming neighborhoods, like 1 response a month. If you're sending out 1,000 mailers, maybe you're getting 2 or 3 responses a month. So when you really start breaking it down to how much those leads are costing you, then compare it to Zbuyer and see where you're at. Because Zbuyer is going to run you, I mean, depending on the county, it's going to be anywhere from $8 to $12, $14 a lead, which would basically be equivalent to you sending out 14 pieces of mail. So when you look at your lead volume you're going to get from Zbuyer versus your other resources, you may be a lot better off to put that money in from farming through direct mail, to put that money into a program like Zbuyer. So back to the original question, what county should you get and what should you do? I would look at getting all the counties that I could afford that fit my budget. I would call them really hard. I mean, these people, you got to follow up with them like crazy. And I would do that. I would plan to commit to at least 60 to 90 days, because some of these people, you might have to follow up with them 10, 12 times to get them to actually list their house. Others are going to be immediate. I mean, I've seen some of them come through. I had one come through this morning that was $300,000. I called them. I was the first person on the phone. They're going to be in town on Wednesday, and I'm meeting them to list their house and put it on the market. So you'll get some that are like that are immediate now business. Then you'll have some that, are going to be 30 to 60 days out. So, but if you're getting a good lead volume, you're going to see a lot better immediate returns on it. And then you've got some long-term returns too that you can follow up, and you get more money out of it. But it's another lead source. I would look at buying all the counties I could afford. I would not cherry pick leads. I would call them all and treat them all the same way, whether it's a $50,000 home or a $500,000 home. Anyway, for more tips and strategies on Zbuyer and how to list them, go to my YouTube page. You can join my Facebook group, Real Estate Agents That Really Work. Ask any questions you have there about Zbuyer. I'm more than happy to help you any way I can. If you're thinking about signing up for Zbuyer and you found this recording, Zbuyer gives my group a exclusive discount. You can go to jasonmorriszbuyerdiscount.com and register there. If you don't see the discount show up, just call Zbuyer, tell them you're in my group, and they always have specials and multiple county specials and different stuff like that. But anyway, you guys have a great day.